going to talk about the House of Diptyque. And this video is definitely a long time coming. I think I alluded to doing this video over a year ago and never really got around to it. I have tried a lot of Diptyque fragrances, not all, but many, because I did get the pleasure of going to the Diptyque boutique that's in Chicago, and that was wonderful. Hopefully Sarah is still working there. If she is, check it out. She's fantastic. But yeah, I love a lot of their fragrances, and also I really love their candles. As you can see, I have several, and I've had more than this as well. But I figured I would talk about the bottles and travel sprays I have, as well as I have several samples sitting in front of me too. So I'm going to go through those. Some of these I haven't smelled in like a year though. So in many ways, when we get to the samples, these will be first impressions. And then I will also at the end, if you're interested, because you might not be, but if you are, I'll talk briefly about the candles and the ones so far that have been my favorites. But honestly, you can't go wrong with their candles as long as you find a scent that you like. They're fantastic quality, burn really well, etc. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the fragrances that I have full bottles of. So I currently only have 2 full bottles from Diptyque. I have owned a couple others in the past, but right now I just have these 2. And first up, let's talk about this one here. This is Fleur de Peau, which is an Olivier Pachou creation. Olivier Pachou and Fabrice Pellegrin created most of the fragrances I'll talk about today, but I'll, always let you know the perfumer as much as possible. So yeah, this is Olivier, and this one, I think if you are like me and you're a fan of ambrette, this is definitely one you should check out. I remember when I was at the boutique, I asked about it and I said, I feel like I detect quite a bit of ambrette, and the sales associate, she said that she also agreed with that, but that she thought anyway, I don't think she just kind of seemed like she wasn't certain, but she thought that it wasn't necessarily a credited note, but she agreed that it seemed like a very, strong ambrette scent to this. It's really pretty though. So this is very much like a skin-like, musky, slightly dirty ambrette, because ambrette does give sort of this like similar to musk. Like it has a similar vibe to a musk, but maybe goes like a little bit slightly dirty, but also almost slightly bread-like in a way. I don't know, it's a weird way to describe it. But the other thing that I pick up a lot in here is sort of this iris carrot seedy. I'm not sure if it's one or the other or both, but I do think there's like some orris root or some carrot seed type of note in here. There are some like bright aldehydes that they're not in the forefront. This is not like an aldehydic fragrance, but I can feel that like uplifting quality to this. And some brightness, I think it smells like pink pepper that's in here. I think that's what it would be. But it does have like this slightly, not super dirty, but slightly dirty, sensual skin-like quality to it. It's definitely floral, but has a slight bit of brightness, a little bit of salt. And I would say I get a touch of some other floral. I can't quite place it, but also something slightly green, ever so slight. So overall, to me, this would be a great fragrance if you want to kind of have something that's skin-like, but still a little bit pretty and a little bit sensual, is overall kind of how I would describe Fleur de Peau. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one, but I think it's great. And overall, I think Diptyque do these sort of understated, elegant fragrances really well. And this is definitely a house I very much enjoy. Next up is one that Fabrice Pellegrin created. This is Volutes, and this is also Eau de Parfum concentration. Both the ones that I have they have the black label. If it has the white label, then it's the Eau de Toilette. If they're coming in the traditional bottles anyway. They have some other fragrances that come in different style bottles, but most of them come in these types. So black is the Eau de Parfum, and the white label will be the Eau de Toilette. So anyway, Volutes is a fantastic tobacco fragrance. It is not overly sweet, but it does have a little bit of a honeyed vibe to it. But what I really like about this is that you still get this like nice waxy, orris-y root kind of thing running through it. Slight bit of like a resinous quality, sort of slightly like floral woody resins almost. And to me, there's like maybe the tiniest bit of something, I don't know, I'm almost getting something balsamic right now. A little bit, but overall, like the main qualities of this Volutes are the tobacco that is slightly sweet, and then this just fabulous buttery orris root. A little bit more on like the makeup lipsticky side of orris, iris, but yeah, I love this. Very, very good option for a non-sweet, or at least not that sweet, tobacco fragrance. So that is Volutes. Next, let's talk about some of the travel sprays I have. And these I picked up while I was at the Diptyque boutique as well. I got like a little set and you could pick out which ones you wanted. I've already gone through a couple of them because I think there were 5 that you could pick out for the set. But I still have these. So this one's one of their more famous scents. I feel like it's Tam Dao. And has a cute little elephant on there. But Tam Dao is one that was not created by 2 of the main perfumers for Diptyque. This was created by Daniel Moliere, something like that. Not super familiar with this perfumer, but this one, it's meant to be their sandalwood fragrance. But to me, I mean, I definitely get sandalwood, but I get other woods, maybe even more so. Like to me, I get a lot of cedar in this and something spicy as well. Although this is not an overly dry sandalwood as some of them can go. It's really nice. I would say there's like a musky quality to it, some amber type of base, and a little bit of like an herbaceousness to it. Something a little bit aromatic even. Definitely very unisex. I think really any Diptyque fragrance probably is, but yeah, I'm a fan of this one. It's a little bit dry, but not too dry. A little bit, like I said, a little bit herbaceous and slightly spicy, but not overly anything. It's just this nice, really pleasant, happy medium of this like woody, spicy fragrance. Yeah, but I do think I get quite a bit of like maybe more of a, maybe it's not cedar, but something seems a little bit different from just sandalwood to me in here. So Tam Dao, I would say, is just an easy everyday kind of wear. I find this to be something that could be dressed up a little bit, but also could just be worn very casually. I think it's a really well done, somewhat simple sandalwood fragrance, but I definitely know, or I can tell why it's very popular. So that one's Tam Dao. And I don't think I would buy a full bottle of this just because although I do enjoy sandalwood quite a bit, I feel like I have enough sandalwood that I like even more than this one that I don't need to add this to my collection. The next one I've worn quite a bit and used to have a full bottle of. This is Eau Duelle, and it's their vanilla fragrance. Again, another one of their like very popular ones. And for good reason. This one was a Fabrice Pellegrin creation, and this one, it has like, so obviously it's vanilla, but then it's like this somewhat slightly green resinous vanilla is what I get from this. Almost like a pine-like quality to it in a way. I would say it somewhat reminds me of like a vanilla with like gin and tonic kind of quality, so probably juniper or something like that in here. Definitely a slight spice to it. However, I will say, so this is the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum, to me, it smells a little bit spicier, I think, when I compare those two together. I would say this one does have a little bit of brightness, probably a pink pepper thing again going on there, but yeah, this is a fantastic vanilla. It's not particularly sweet. I like that somewhat green, piney, type of resinous quality that's here. It smells really, really good. I always think of Eve from Eve Spider Smells when I smell this because she's talked about it before. I don't think she wears it as much as she used to, but I definitely associate this fragrance with her. And yeah, it's a lovely vanilla. So if you've not tried Eau Duelle and you do love vanilla, I definitely think this is worth trying. It's also quite similar, by the way, to Arquiste, what's the name of that? Oh my goodness. I can't think of the name. Oh, Architects Club. Arquiste Architects Club. It smells very similar to Eau Duelle. So if you're familiar with that, then you might not need this, but they're both very good. All right, the last of the travel sprays that I have is the 34 Boulevard St Germain. And this one I very much enjoy. In fact, this is one that when I was at the store, I almost bought a full bottle of this one. I did not. Maybe I will eventually, but this is very good. So this is back to Olivier Pichou. Again, like I said, he and Fabrice Pellegrin did a lot of fragrances for Diptyque. This one is, I would say there's a lot going on. So I think when I was there, I remember the story behind this one being something like kind of the way the store itself should smell. So it's a combination of a lot of components of different fragrances in the Diptyque lineup, I believe is kind of the story behind 34 Boulevard St Germain. But to me, I would say I'd pick up definitely woodiness. It's definitely a woody fragrance, something resinous, and definitely clove. I can detect for sure clove in here, which I enjoy, particularly because although I can definitely detect it, it's not just clove here. Like sometimes clove can get a little bit overwhelming in certain fragrances if it's kind of the main note, but here it's balanced really nicely. There are probably some other spices as well. It feels very warm and inviting. But I also say like there's something fresh in here, something fresh and green, something a little bit floral. But again, the idea behind it is kind of like a combination of many of the smells you would get in a Diptyque store. I just think this is a lovely, very well blended fragrance. Nothing really overwhelms anything else. It all works in harmony. And it's beautiful. This is just a beautiful fragrance. So that's 34 Boulevard St Germain. And probably if I were to get another full bottle from Diptyque, this would be one of them that I would likely get. I remember at the store, I didn't buy, did I buy a full bottle? I don't remember. I don't think I bought a full bottle. But I was contemplating getting a full bottle of this one and the Benjoin Boheme one. That one was pretty pricey though. The bottle's beautiful, but it was kind of pricey, which is why I didn't get that one. Although maybe I should have got this. I don't know. Oh wait, what am I talking about? I got Volutes when I was there. This is the full bottle I bought, but I thought about also getting 34 and the Benjoin Boheme, but that one was very expensive. All right, so next I'm gonna get into some of the samples. Now there are some other fragrances from Diptyque that I have sampled or had like decants of in the past that I really liked. I don't have them here, so I'm not really gonna be able to describe them because it's been a while, but Vetiverio, the vetiver fragrance, I enjoy that one. I know I like that one quite a bit. The Kyoto one that has the beet, I don't know, I guess it's just the beet vegetable, I don't remember, but it comes in the red bottle. I did not like that one. But I don't like beets, so maybe that's why. And then let's see what else. Oh, the Eau de Pilau, that's beautiful. That's a fantastic one. Actually, that was fun because my friend Amina, she doesn't really do YouTube anymore, but she's on Instagram. She and I did like blind sample swap. And so she sent me 5 and I wore one each day for 5 days. And that was my favorite one of the ones she sent me. So that's really good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really enjoy that's not here. I think those are the main ones, but this one I know I really like, and I used to have a bottle of. It's Philosykos, and this is their fig fragrance. And this one is Olivia Jacobetti, so, you know, one of the few that's not by the two main guys, but this is nice because it's like a little bit of everything from a fig tree. So you do get the fig fruit, but to me, I almost get like this green leafy fig leaf, like the leaf part of the tree. Duh, God, wow, words, Tara. But I almost get more of like a leafiness to it. And then there's like slight sweetness and creaminess from the fruit. Definitely some woodiness from like the actual trunk of the fig tree. And this one too, I get like this, the faintest note of coconut, which to be fair is frequently paired with fig. So it might be there, or it might be my brain saying there's probably coconut there because often fig and coconut go well together. But I think there is a slight note of coconut in here. Almost like if you actually have the, not just the meat of the coconut, but still the actual shell of the coconut with that woodiness as well. Because this definitely is like woody, leafy kind of fig. And the fruit is there, but it's almost like an afterthought compared to the rest of the tree, in my opinion. but I do really like this fig fragrance. Not my favorite fig fragrance. I do think that Dior's, God, why can't I think of words today? Anyway, the one from the, Dior Privé line that I wore as my scent of the day the other day. God, what is wrong with me? What's wrong with my brain? Anyway, that's probably my favorite fig. Okay, next up is Eau Capitale, and this is the EDP. By the way, the Philosykos that I have is EDP as well. But Eau Capitale, I've smelled at some point, but I don't remember what it smells like. So let me just test this for you. This one is back to Olivier Pichou that created Eau Capitale. And, oh yeah, so this is like the rose patchouli one. Yeah, this is really pleasant. It's like a nice, like not overwhelming patchouli. Definitely some brightness, like a little bit of citrus. Again, I feel like several of these fragrances, when from Diptyque, when I get this brightness, it reminds me of kind of the way that pink pepper performs in a lot of fragrances. So I think that might be a note that's used frequently in several of their fragrances. But yeah, this is just like a nice, light, uplifting rose patchouli. Nothing, like I said, nothing too earthy. It just adds some depth, but maybe like a slight greenness to it with the citrus. So I don't know. It's not lemon or orange. Maybe it's bergamot. But something like a slightly bitter green citrus in here. It's really pretty. I don't need this in my collection because I have other rose fragrances that I probably prefer. But for a rose patchouli, because that's not usually the combo I go for with rose, it's really nice. So that's a good one, the Eau Capitale. And again, that's the Eau de Parfum, so I can't really compare it to the Eau de Toilette, if they even make it. Some of them are only available in one or the other, but several are available in both. But that I do like. So if you are a fan or you're looking for a rose patchouli, check that one out because it's quite nice. All right, so I feel like I've been a little bit rambly so far, so I'll try to move through these samples a little faster. The next one is Geranium Odorata from Fabrice Pellegrin, I think, yeah. And this one, I think I liked when I tried it in the store, but it's been a minute. A lot of times geranium fragrances are more marketed towards men, but again, I don't think I smelled anything at Diptyque that I thought was like very masculine or very feminine. They all seem quite unisex. Oh yeah, this is nice. It's not my favorite of them all, but definitely geranium, like straight up. It's woody, maybe vetiver geranium is the combination I'm getting here. A little bit of some sort of citrusy thing. Again, some brightness, like the pink pepperiness. So I feel like that's like a commonality that I get, and not all, but many of their fragrances. Yeah, I would say like woody vetiver kind of geranium here. It could definitely could be maybe perceived as slightly more masculine because of that combo, but to me, it's not screaming like this is for a man. So if you like the note of geranium, I think this would be an interesting one to check out as a woman or a man, but it's very pleasant. I think I do remember putting this one on like my shoulder when I was there because I kind of wanted to test it, and I feel like I liked it. I would get like wafts of it, if I remember correctly. It's been like over a year, but I'm pretty sure this is one I actually tested on skin and quite enjoyed. So I'm gonna have to test that on skin again. But it is a really, pleasant sort of woody geranium scent. All right, the next one is Dosan, I'm not exactly sure, probably Dosan. It's from Fabrice Pellegrin again. And this one I'm pretty sure I don't like. I believe this is one of their white florals. Sorry. I should be more of an adult, but I'm not. I don't like it. But it doesn't mean it's bad. Lord Almighty. I think it's tuberose, but also it's heady. I think it's orange blossom and tuberose, and it's fine. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I don't like this, but that doesn't mean that you won't like it. I struggle with certain white florals, especially if they're heady, and this one comes off as quite heady to me. But it is tuberose, that's for sure. I think it's orange blossom as well, but definitely tuberose. Okay, I can't smell anymore. All right, so that's Dosan. Great review, huh? All All right, the next one is Eau de Lierre, and this is Fabrice Pellegrino again, I think. But this one I don't recall at all. So I honestly, maybe I smelled it, but if I did, I forgot. So let's see what this is like. Oh, this one's kind of strange. It's like, it almost reminds me of a green pepper. I don't know why. It's definitely green and leafy. I would say there's a slight floral in here, but I can't place it. Mostly green leafy to me. Not super vegetal, so like I said, it's kind of like a green pepper, but not exactly, not that vegetal. Little bit woody, maybe a touch of something slightly salty or musk, something like that. I don't dislike it, but I don't love it either. It's fine. It's pleasant enough, and it doesn't seem super like potent, so this might be a nice sort of, if you're into green fragrances, but you like also the skin-like quality or something of a more of a skin scent, I think this would be good. So that one is called Eau Duelle. All right, the next one is L'Eau, which I think is one of their quite old fragrances. This one is, I think, from one of the founders of Diptyque, Desmond Knox-Leet, maybe is his name. But, oh, there we go, okay. So, oh, this is spicy. A lot of cinnamon, a lot. I think cinnamon and clove. Wow, a lot of cinnamon and clove. Maybe some florals. I think there are some florals down in there as I'm smelling it more. I would guess rose. Yeah, it's like very spicy floral, but emphasis on spicy. And definitely cinnamon. Holy cow. I don't dislike it. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Don't love it. I don't necessarily want to smell this much like spices. But yeah, I do think it's rose now. The more I'm smelling this, the more like there's like a velvety rose petal quality coming out to it. Definitely something I will try on skin because it's interesting and does not smell like anything I currently own. But that is some potent stuff. That's maybe a little bit more potent than most diptyques that I have tried personally. So that's interesting. But again, I think this is one of like their very first releases, if I remember correctly. So that's called L'Eau, and again, it's the white label, so it's an eau de toilette. All right, last but not least, we have Flora Bellio, I guess is how you call this one, or how you say this one. This is Fabrice Pellegrino again, and I think I liked this in the store. I remember trying it, but I can't remember exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's interesting. So, to me, this has a coffee note, but also like a saltiness to it. It's like salty coffee. And there's something green in here, a little bit. I can't place it, but there's something that seems like almost like an herbaceous greenness to it, or it could just almost be like if you've ever smelled green coffee beans. Like it definitely smells like coffee, but also like if you have both roasted and unroasted coffee. Yeah, I don't dislike this. Something in here is maybe slightly fruity leathery. Not quite sure what that is, but this is a very curious fragrance. I think it's not particularly popular, and I suppose I can understand because it's a little bit hard just upon like first spray here for me to wrap my head around, but I kind of like it. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'll definitely try this on skin. I should have tried it a while ago because I do kind of remember liking this in the store, but I think also not exactly being sure what to make of it. So I'm gonna wear this and see how I like it on myself, but yeah, I would say like green coffee, salty leatheriness, which is weird. But that one's called Flora Bellio, and again, I think this one is not very popular at all. Maybe people don't like it. I don't know, but I think it's interesting. So anyway, that's the last of the samples. Let me quickly talk about the candles. So I have this one burning right now, and I've had it burning for a few hours now, but you can see if you look there how cleanly these burn. They perform really, really well. This one here is a nice fall time one. What's it called? Noisetier? I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. But this one is like, kind of to me smells like nutty fall leaves. It smells like fall for sure. Then I have the nargile or nargile, I don't know. But this one, this is probably, I haven't burned it yet, but just smelling it, probably my favorite one that I've smelled so far. It's their tobacco, like a honey tobacco kind of one. And of course, I have finished benzoin. I have some little test strips in here now, but this one is, I mean, you know, it smells like benzoin, but it's a nice one. Not my favorite though. I don't think I would repurchase that one in particular. However, this one I definitely would. I've only burned it once so far, but the Feu de Bois, it smells like a smoky, cozy fireplace. I love that one. Not particularly sweet, so it's not like By the Fireplace, which I love as a fragrance and also in the candle from Replica. But this one's more like actual fireplace smell. And then Lychee, this is not available anymore. I don't think. It was a spring limited edition release, but this is a really nice sort of like you think of like a lot of the popular sort of rose lychee types of fragrances. That's what this one smells like. And I do like it. It was, I think I only burned it once, it looks like, but I enjoyed it. And then I think I got it towards the end of spring and kind of shifted to some other ones because I have a billion candles. It's a problem. But yeah, so I really like all those. I also think I had the Bays one, the one that's kind of like berry, and I wouldn't repurchase that even though I did enjoy it. There are a few others that I really want to try though, and they have tons. I noticed there's an iris one that I never really realized they had before, so I'll probably get that at some point. I should probably burn some of my candles that I currently have, and I do burn them, but like I have so many that they kind of go slow because I alternate between them. But anyway, yeah, I would highly recommend their candles. They are kind of pricey for candles, duh, but occasionally, and I'm not sure because it feels like, or it seems like the last few times that Saks Fifth Avenue has done the coupon codes, Diptyque has maybe been excluded, but I have occasionally been able to get Diptyque candles on sale, like 20–25% off. And so that's usually when I buy them, is when I can get like a coupon code at some store. It used to be Saks, but now maybe not as much. Neiman Marcus sometimes also has done sales where I could get a discount on Diptyque. So be on the lookout for that, or if you can just find them somewhere else where you can get them on sale, because they are a little bit pricey, but even full price, they last a long time. And like I said, they burn really well, and they make pretty little holders when you're done. And if you're curious, probably most people know this, but to like what I do to clean out the actual jars, if I want to reuse them after I finish burning the candle, I just boil some water in my tea kettle and pour it in there, and it will melt the rest of the wax that's in there, and it floats up to the top. And then you just let that cool off and it will harden, and you can just pop that right out and then wash it out and it's good to go. So very easy to do because these do burn so clean, and yeah, they're just great. They're fantastic candles. Probably out of any candle brand, my favorite, although I do like a lot of the replica ones. And well, there's like a lot of candle brands that I like a lot as well. The Sense of Wood candles, those are nice too. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. That is my overview of Diptyque. This was probably a very long and rambly video, but at least it's finally done. So anyway, let me know what your favorite Diptyque fragrances or candles are. I am always looking out for more candles from them. So leave me a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.